Hey, it's Dr. Mike Bergdorf from Music City Plastic Surgery. Welcome to the Mommy Makeover Nap Time webinar. I'm hoping the kids are off to sleep. You can steal away for a little bit, take some time to think about and spend on yourself. I'll start off by asking you a question. How would you feel if you woke up tomorrow, looked in the mirror, and saw yourself and your body the way it was before you experienced childbirth? Before all the changes that you went through, before the sacrifices? Is that a thought or a vision that would put a smile on your face? If so, this webinar is for you. Now, I created this webinar after publishing my #1 best-selling book, The Mommy Makeover, because I can only reach so many people while I'm in the office. It's a one-on-one situation, and I just felt like I wanted to get the word out a little bit better. I want to use this book to empower women, to help them understand the struggles that they go through when considering plastic surgery. Those struggles are not unique to you or to any other mom. You all face this, and I want you to understand that you are in good company. So I wanted to bring some thoughts and some tips that you'll find within the book, and I wanted to share them with you today. Now, after I've had patients tell me after they've read the book, they've learned so much. They've been able to plan for surgery, understand what to expect with surgery, and deal with some of the day-to-day things that they have to undergo when they have surgery. After reading this book, I've had women tell me that they've been able to give themselves permission to have surgery, which is very difficult for a mom to do. I've had people tell me they understand how to talk to their children now, on how to, what they're about to go through. They know how to deal with the emotional roller coaster, and they know how to set their house in order and prepare it for surgery. They've been able to give themselves the permission to actually go through with the surgery. And after the surgery, I've had countless patients tell me that they're able to take their kids to the pool again without embarrassment. They're able to go shopping and fit in clothes that they thought they could never fit into again. And the one thing that I really like is I've had patients tell me that their husbands look at them again like they did when they were dating. That's a great benefit from this. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some topics. Let's share some insight. But first, I want to cover a couple things. The two big elephants in the room. When you talk about a mommy makeover, we have to talk about cost and we have to talk about recovery time. Now, surgery is a definite expense and a real cost. But with a mommy makeover surgery, this is such a unique and individualized surgery that we tailor it and customize it just for you. So I can't give you the specific costs today, but what I can do is ask you if you would look in the mirror for the rest of your life, every time you look in the mirror, and if you like what you see, is that worth it? Is it worth it to put those clothes back on, or different clothes that you've always wanted to wear that you just couldn't because of the changes that happened with childbirth? What about that look that your husband gives you? Don't you want to see that look again? You know, the one that warms your heart? Wouldn't that be a great benefit? It's all possible. It's all possible. The other elephant in the room is the downtime. If you're like any mom, which I'm sure you are, you're on the go. You're running after kids, you're going this way, you're going that way. Taking that time off is going to be a challenge. But you know, you need to go through it. You need to take that time for yourself so you heal appropriately. So it's going to be a challenge for you and for your kids because you won't be able to cuddle with them as much in the early phases. But typically it's about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, depending upon what you go through and how many procedures you incorporate into the one day of surgery. Usually by 2 weeks, you're back up and running full steam. But we always say 2 to 3 weeks to give ourselves a little bit of opportunity to, in case we are a little slower on the get up. So we've covered some of the big elephants in the room. Let's get to some topics that you'll see in the book, and that'll be applicable whether you whether you go through a mommy makeover surgery or you go through any surgery. Number one is the children. How do you talk to your children about surgery? How do you let them know that mom won't be able to cuddle with them right after surgery? We look at this as an age-appropriate discussion. So we base it on the age of the kids and sometimes the sex of the kids. For instance, younger boys are easy. We've had countless moms say to their boys, I'm having mommy surgery, or I'm having female surgery. Kids are great. They say gross, and they're out running with their swords back to resume their sword fight. We've had other moms tell their daughters, I'm having mommy surgery, but they have to qualify it a little bit. And they'll say, because the doctor said so. Now for younger kids, that seems to be appropriate. As we get older in age, as they get older in age, we need to give a little bit more information. Now, moms, you guys know your children much better than I ever can imagine to. So we always leave it up to you. We encourage you to make sure that we always have in the back of our mind, we need to maintain a positive body image, especially for the girls. We want to make sure that how you respond to popular media, celebrity, ideas of plastic surgery is a positive one. One patient of mine who has been a great advocate of the mommy makeover really comes at it from a way of health. She told her daughter, look, I've sacrificed a lot to bring you into this world and to raise you. Those sacrifices I wouldn't change. I don't begrudge you of it. I wouldn't give it up for the world. But now I'm going to do something for myself. I'm going to do something so I can be healthy and I can be active and I can be around to watch you grow. And I think that's a healthy idea. And I think that's healthy for anybody, whether it's mom or dad or whoever. But maintaining that positive body image is also important that we share with the children that this is something for you, not necessarily something for them, not something they have to do, not something that they're going to do, but that's something that you're going to do, and that's okay. Again, we use age-appropriate discussions. We give more detail as the children get older and they can handle it. One thing we want to be careful about is that we don't bring up questions that they hadn't thought about. And we also have to be able to anticipate their reactions. Now with kids, that's not always possible. They're going to react a little bit differently, and sometimes different than what we expect. They may process things and act out a little bit, or the behavior may be off while you're going through this. Like any mom knows, when mom's out of whack, the whole world is out of whack, especially their world. And kids can be selfish. They want to know when you're going to get back to helping them out. When are you going to be able to make my breakfast? When are you going to be there for me to cuddle and support me? So just keep that in mind as you're going through these discussions with your children, and you should be able to sail through this pretty smoothly. Another topic we're going to discuss with surgery is kind of preparing your house for surgery. Now, as any mom knows, the house is a busy place, and there's a lot of things that have to be taken care of, a lot of logistics, especially if mom is used to being in charge of that and then is going to be away or out of commission for a while. There's going to be, the preparation is going to need to be performed ahead of time so that you can get menus set up by the phone for your husband. You can put a bunch of frozen dinners in the freezer. You can arrange play dates or carpools for the endless activities that kids have these days. We all need to set that up ahead of time so that your transition can be much smoother. If you're stuck worrying, well, when is Jimmy going to get to the ball field, or when can Sally get to her dance lesson, you're not focusing on what you need to focus, which is you to heal. We've had this taken actually to another level where women have taken advantage of the hotel across the street from our office and have stayed there for a few days to recover. It tends to work out really nicely that being out of sight, out of mind can help mom really just spend the attention on herself. And she won't have that urge to get up and be mom and take care of things. You know, she won't be around to hear the pots and pans banging, or smell the smoke from dad cooking dinner, smell those awful smells from the laundry maybe not being done. You know, it's one thing that I have to face pretty often as a father of 4 and a husband to a wife who's a doctor who's on call a lot. I'm in charge, and so we actually have progressed this to the point where we have a man's meal, and it's pizza and hot dogs and hamburgers and not a vegetable in sight. So I think, mom, if you set your expectations and realize it's not going to run the way it's going to run when you do it, it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay, then I think you'll deal with that a little better, let dad deal with it a little better too, and you'll be able to heal up a little quicker in that regards as well. The other thing I wanted to talk about with the other tip in the book that we cover is the emotional roller coaster. Now, going through surgery and leading up to surgery, we see a lot of different emotions, especially for a mom who's got children, has a husband that she has to be around. we tend to see a little bit of anxiety of, why am I doing this elective surgery, and feeling guilty about it. It's one thing that we see all the time. It's natural, it's normal. It typically starts around the time you make the decision to commit to surgery. And about 2 weeks beforehand, then it ramps up the night before, and especially the morning of surgery. In fact, we spend a little bit of time even before going back into the operating room, kind of discussing this. How are your nerves doing? How are you feeling about this? And making sure that you're not ready to walk out on us when you've committed already so much and so much of your resources to do this great thing. But the emotional roller coaster doesn't stop with surgery. It tends to continue on afterwards. The physical involvement of surgery, the stress that it plays on your body, the emotional stress can have an impact on you. The anesthesia, the medications can change up your sleep pattern. And as any woman or any mom knows, when you're sleep deprived, the world is just a little bit more difficult to deal with. So again, we understand that. We also understand the anxiety of wanting those results to be seen immediately. The reality is it doesn't happen with surgery. It does take some time, and you need to give yourself some time to heal appropriately and get through that healing phase. So there's a couple different ways that we recommend you put the brakes on the emotional roller coaster. We recommend that you get outside and have some sunshine. We recommend that you shower. Usually 2 days after surgery, I let you shower. That goes a long way towards helping you feel human again. We recommend that you surround yourself with positive people, that your friends, that you're not having people that are outside of your close circle, who you have to feel like you're on for when you're recovering. Let those people that you're used to be around you, who can accept you for who you are when you're not in your best shape or your best appearances. We also recommend that you talk to your board-certified plastic surgeon. I've been through this countless times. I've seen this through many moms like yourself and what they're going through. We've experienced all this, and so we know how to talk you through it and help you work your way through it. The last thing we always recommend is use the internet and your computer wisely. There's a lot of junk on the internet, a lot of garbage out there. Again, talk to your board-certified plastic surgeon who's been through this, who has the training, and can work you through it. Well, look, we spent a little bit of time together. I appreciate the time that you've taken out of your busy schedule of being mom. Probably somebody's about waking up from their nap right now. And so for those of you who stuck around, I want to leave you with 3 tips that you can take with you and implement in your life right now to maintain your beauty. 3 things that we can do to control our appearance. Number 1 is hydration. I want you to drink water. We all hear about it. We know we should do it. We can drink as much as we can throughout the day. And that's pure water. It's not iced tea. It's not soda. It's not lemonade. Water. Your body is made up of 2/3 of your cells are made up of water. And you need that for normal function and everyday use. Second tip, sunscreen. The sun damages we fight over and over, and you need protection. Now, women are pretty good at this because they get used to using sunscreen or makeup with sunscreen in it. The one thing that I see a lot of women forget is they do put it on their face, but they don't put it on their neck or décolletage area or their hands. Aside from the face, the neck and the hands are 2 telltale signs of our age. And so if we can protect that with sunscreen, that's going to be advantageous. The third thing that we can control is avoidance of smoking. Now, our skin is bombarded by different chemicals and pollutants every day, just in everyday living. If you add cigarette smoke to that, it's additional carcinogens and pollutants, and you decrease your ability to heal and to repair the damage that's being caused on a day-to-day basis. So if you avoid smoking, that would be beneficial as well. All right, so we've spent some time together. I had a lot of fun. I hope you learned some good tips and got some questions answered. As you can tell, I'm passionate about this topic of Mommy Makeover and my book. I'm so passionate that I've procured 1,000 copies of this book, and I want you to have your copy for free. All you need to do is click the button down below and request your copy of the Mommy Makeover book. Now, the only thing I ask is that so the other 999 patients who are also interested can get their free copy, is that you cover the shipping and handling. Or if you're ready to take the next step on your journey of rejuvenation, I recommend that you click the button down below to request a consultation. That way, when you arrive in the office, you'll receive your own copy of the book without the shipping and handling charges upon your arrival for your consultation. We can discuss specifics of your desires and your concerns and what might be right for you. Either way, if you have any questions, I invite you to give our office a call, and I hope that you got something out of this webinar. And if there's anything else I could ever do, please give us a call. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.